Hello everyone, welcome to the Stoicism and Spirituality channel. Did you know that Stoicism, a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece, continues to influence literature to this day? Throughout history, many writers and philosophers have used Stoic principles to explore themes like virtue, self-control, and acceptance of life's difficulties. Today, we're going to explore some of the most powerful literary works inspired by Stoicism and how their teachings can impact our lives. Get ready for a literary journey through the eyes of Stoic philosophy. When we think of Stoicism in literature, one of the first works that comes to mind is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This book is actually a collection of personal reflections by the Roman emperor himself, where he teaches us how to deal with life's challenges while maintaining inner peace and virtue. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius talks about the importance of accepting what we cannot control and focusing on what is within our power. He reminds us that true freedom comes from self-control and accepting the nature of things. Example: you might think of a situation where you feel powerless, like a crisis at work or a personal issue. Instead of spending energy trying to control what you cannot control, you decide to apply Marcus Aurelius's teachings, accepting the situation and focusing only on what you can do to handle it rationally and virtuously. Another literary work deeply influenced by Stoicism is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Although Tolkien wasn't formally a Stoic philosopher, his characters often exemplify virtues that Stoics value, such as courage, wisdom, and self-control. One of the greatest examples of this is Frodo Baggins, who faces immense challenges with unwavering determination and a focus on doing what is morally right, even when the journey seems unbearable. Example: when Frodo decides to carry the ring to Mordor, he's unsure if he'll succeed. He faces an almost impossible task, but his courage and determination are sustained by his belief in the greater good. This directly reflects the Stoic idea of focusing on what we can control and acting with virtue, no matter the obstacles. Another author whose work carries Stoic influences is William Shakespeare. In plays like Hamlet and Macbeth, Shakespeare explores existential and moral dilemmas that align with Stoic principles. Hamlet, for example, is a character who constantly struggles to understand what is outside of his control and what he must do about his fate. The theme of accepting destiny and taking responsibility for our actions is central to Stoic philosophy. Example: in Hamlet, we see the protagonist reflecting on life and death. He finds himself in great suffering, but as the play progresses, he begins to accept that some things are beyond his control, such as the events happening around him, and this helps him make more grounded decisions, even in the most difficult circumstances. In Meditations by René Descartes, we see a rational approach and control over the mind that strongly resonates with Stoic thought. Descartes emphasizes the importance of questioning our perceptions and distinguishing between what is real and what is imagined, something very similar to the Stoic teaching of focusing on reason rather than impulsive emotions. He suggests that by controlling our thoughts, we can control our actions and thus shape our reality. Example: imagine you are dealing with a lot of stress due to an uncertain situation, like a career change. Following the teachings of Descartes and the Stoics, you try to rationalize and focus only on verifiable truths, acting logically to make decisions based on what can be controlled, rather than getting lost in anxious thoughts. A modern literary work that also carries Stoic influences is The Art of Living by Epictetus, a work that has been transcribed and commented on by various authors over the years. Epictetus, one of the leading Stoic philosophers, teaches us how to cultivate a virtuous life, regardless of external circumstances. His lessons on acceptance, self-control, and the power of our choices continue to influence writers to this day. And in The Art of Living, we see direct examples of how Stoic philosophy can be applied in everyday life. Example: imagine you're facing a significant challenge, like a health crisis. Instead of panicking, you remember Epictetus's teachings and decide to focus on what you can control: your choices, your attitude, and your ability to maintain inner peace, regardless of the situation. Finally, one standout work is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Although Dostoevsky was a writer deeply influenced by religion and Christian morality, many of the existential dilemmas and issues of suffering in his works have a strong connection to Stoicism. The protagonist, Raskolnikov, struggles with his internal torments, and throughout the work, he attempts to deal with the results of his choices rationally, which reflects Stoic philosophy regarding self-awareness and accepting the consequences of our actions. Example: Raskolnikov commits a crime, but throughout the work he begins to reflect on his actions and their consequences. His inner struggle closely mirrors the Stoic concept of acting according to reason and reflecting on our choices, understanding that the consequences of our actions are inevitable. As we've seen, Stoicism continues to be a great source of inspiration for world literature, influencing authors across different eras and styles. Whether in classics like Meditations, in fictional works like The Lord of the Rings, or in psychological dramas like Crime and Punishment, the principles of Stoicism can be found in many of history's greatest writings. What we can learn from these works is that, no matter the challenges we face, virtue, wisdom, and self-control are the keys to living a fulfilling life. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and let me know in the comments. Did this video help you? Subscribe to the channel for more content on philosophy and personal development. Don't forget to watch these other 2 videos and further enhance your knowledge.